Hello all. Hello Nightbot. Can you hear me, Kathy? Can you hear me, Kathy? You can hear me good? Just a mic test. Well, that's good. Welcome everybody to Kathy's Corner in Newfieguy. I'm gonna try to get Kathy on the phone also. We'll let a few more viewers get in. I think we have 5. It's showing 5 for me. Not quite sure. I didn't do this before this way, so how y'all doing? The line is better? I didn't do it this way before, so I don't know if this is going to work out or not. I don't know if you guys can hear me good. Seems like it. Okay, Kathy, I'm going to call you now. You stay there in the chat. That didn't work. Okay, let me try again.
Okay, there it is.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Yeah. Did it work?
I think so. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I can hear you.
I'll see now. I don't know if anyone. Are you in the chat?
Um, doesn't look like it, does it?
Let me see now. We got 3 viewers here. I could see four,
Okay.
four right now.
Mm, you see if it comes up.
Oh, Patty said she can hear us. Hey, Patty, can you hear Kathy too?
Hi, Patty. Hello, hello. Okay.
I think Patty can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I think they can hear you in the room.
Can did Patty hear me?
I think so.
Okay. So what's going to happen on my end is this little control bar for the phone from our message is going to stay on my screen.
So can you
But
go?
that's okay.
Okay, I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, let me see. Can I get Kathy on the back on the line again? Sorry about that. My laptop shut down. Yeah, my laptop shut down, Kathy. Sorry about that. I'll try and get you back on now. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
I'm sorry about that. My laptop shut down.
That's okay.
I'll see if you can you hear. Can you guys hear Kathy in the stream in the room?
Okay. They can't hear me.
Just a second now. Yeah, they hear you.
They can hear me,
Yep.
but they can't see me.
No, I don't think they could see you. I don't have you on.
Okay.
So I'm the only one can see you. You can't see.
Okay.
Just a second now. You can't see Kathy though, can you?
Okay. And I don't see chat.
Oh, you don't?
Oh no.
Okay. They hear you.
Okay.
So just go ahead, Kathy, and talk and do what you want to. I'll be here with you. They could keep hearing us.
Well, they can hear me, but I can't see what they're saying.
No, I'll relay it back to you if they want a question or
Oh,
something.
really?
Yeah. I can see the chat. You you can't. Can you go in and see the chat? Is there any way you can do that?
Can I do what?
Can you go in the room and see the chat?
Oh, you want me to try?
Pardon?
Okay, I'm trying to get my YouTube to come up.
That's okay. But they can hear you there.
Okay. All right.
We have 5
Okay,
viewers.
I can see. I can see chat.
Okay, cool. And they can hear you.
All right.
So,
Okay, so I don't have to text.
no,
I can just talk.
yes. And you can look at the chat if they have any questions or anything, and you just watch the chat as it goes by, and that's how that works.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So, how are you guys doing tonight? I see Denise in the chat.
Denise and hey, Denise and Patty.
I see Patty. We have six viewers right now.
Okay.
We have five right now.
Okay.
So, what's up? What?
Can't see Newfie, so that's all that matters.
Well, was that Kathy?
Oh, okay.
No, nobody can't see you.
Okay. But they can't hear me.
Hmm.
Well, that's okay. That's
And you,
different.
yeah, if you want to, you can shut your cam off. That's not going to make a big difference. If you want to,
Yeah.
through
Right.
in Skype, you can just exit your cam out if you want to, because I'm the only one can see
But
you.
then, but
Okay,
then you wouldn't be able. Nobody would hear me.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Okay, well, just leave your cam there. It's just up in the corner of my page there anyway, so
Yeah, because that would take the audio away as well as the video.
probably.
Yeah.
So it's best to keep it on. So everything is working fine here now.
Okay.
Seems to be. I
All
think
right.
they
Okay.
they can hear both of us. I think.
Okay. The others are in the corner. Well, maybe Denise could text AK and tell him to come up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what's all the anything new today
Well,
happening?
I came on earlier about the news with the United States and Israel were talking together and thinking that something's going to happen with Iran.
Okay.
Well, now the talk is that Iran is talking with China and wants China to help them out in case something comes up.
Do you think China is going to go along with that?
Well, I really wouldn't think so. But then we're going to have Russia in the background also.
Yes, exactly.
And, they're going to want to sit back and probably take the lead or maybe not and let Iran jump out there and see what happens, you know?
Because I think Russia will be on Iran's side, back up Iran. I'm sure they will.
Right. Well, then Russia's going to have to choose because they've also kind of allied up with China.
Hello, Daryl. Yes.
Hi, Daryl.
Is this the Goofy Newfie Sasquatch channel? Yeah, that's it, Daryl.
Yes, it is, Daryl. This is the Is It a Squatch or a Ruffalo
Ruffalo.
channel. hmm I don't know. Nobody say anything to bass, but I kind of think it's a buffalo.
Uh, I'm not.
And we're looking head on.
I'm not quite sure about that.
But
Hello, hello,
I've
Holland
seen
Knight.
Sasquatch video from Yellowstone.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I saw one of a sort of a white-looking Sasquatch, and I wanted to see him again. But I haven't been able to find any more video on him. He kind of had like a flesh face and kind of white hair.
oh wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty good-looking Sasquatch for Yellowstone, I would think.
Yeah. so, uh, so what should we talk about? Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat want
All
any?
right, goodness. Oh, there's Island Nuts.
Yeah.
Hey, Island Nuts. Aloha. Aloha. Yes, Errol, you're at the right place. Well, I don't know, Newfie. The thing about this is it came from a pretty reliable source, and it's just kind of, I guess it all remains to be seen, but we kind of know that the UK is pretty well making their presence known in the Persian Gulf.
Yes,
And
they
then
are.
all we know as of up to date is that the United States and Russia are talking and perhaps might, be allies against Iran, which the UK, of course, doesn't feel very favorable for or toward right now. And now we have Iran talk that they are asking China to help them. And then we have in the background Russia, who has kind of been in talking with China. Now, everybody seems to have nukes or
They,
access to them.
well, seems that they
You
say
know,
so. But,
so now we're going to all be wondering, well, is or is who's going to push a button, or are they just going to stall for a while? And uh, everybody feel each other out, everybody get in position. Which
it's a cat and mouse game.
yeah, of course. Now we know that Saudi's open for us, and if they're open for us, that puts us just about as close to Israel as we can be.
Yes.
And you
So,
remember the Gulf War?
well, Canada is going to be right there. We're going to be right back. We're back
Yeah,
in. We're back in the U.S. Right?
right. But we can't just put Canada out there all by themselves,
No.
which they could probably handle themselves. But
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe
well,
Daryl know if Iran has nuclear.
I don't think they do.
You don't
I don't think they do. I'm not 100% positive,
really?
but oh, Kathy, they're calling us the Goofy Newfie and the Chatty Cathy.
Yeah. There was a doll named Chatty Cathy.
Yes, there was. I remember that one.
Yes, there was. Okay, now Alanite. Now he's throwing something on it that I like. The fulfillment of
Yes.
Ezekiel's war. He says that all the countries in Ezekiel 38 are now in their respective positions. Okay, Alanites, where do you put Russia in the mix? Anywhere? Or are you just gonna kind of like me? Or are they just gonna sit in the background and wait and see? Who throws the first horseshoe, so to speak.
Uh, I'm not quite sure about Russia. They're pretty
Well,
they're pretty sneaky.
well, yeah. Well, everybody wants to be sneaky. So then that would make us think, well, now what play, if any, will the North Koreans want to get involved? And have they sold any nuclear weapons or technology to Iran or Iraq?
Well, that's something else. We don't know.
Yeah,
We really don't know who has the nukes and who don't have them. To be honest,
right. Well, it's
and I
possible.
and I think
That sounds, that sounds like something Russia would do.
Korea
Yeah.
Korea or somebody launched some test missiles today or yesterday. Uh, I think, or was it Iran that tested them? I'm not quite sure who that was.
Well, are they still testing their missiles toward Japan?
That I didn't hear.
You
I don't
know,
know.
can you really call it a test when it's directed toward another country?
Well, I wouldn't.
Well, we probably wouldn't, but I guess they would.
No, I guess there's no. I guess there's no warheads on those missiles. It's just a test to see how the range of them. I'm kind of thinking,
Okay,
right? I don't think there's
right,
actually a warhead connected to the missile.
right. Okay. Well, now, as we know that the UK sent, what is this? Is it a warship and a nuke? I mean, a submarine or just a battleship, so to speak?
Well, I kind of think they sent just a ship to escort them, right? Escort the oil tankers.
Oh,
And Iran has already been told them not to interfere. Right? I did see a video on it.
yeah. So so there's no engagement with what the UK has in their waters.
Mm, maybe not.
Well,
I don't know.
well, we really don't know unless we're a fly on the wall or on the boat, so to speak.
Well, we only get what they want us to see, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Is there any, the vids they send back from over there? That's all we can go by.
yeah. Okay.
So,
Well, no country is going to be happy with another country if they're holding 23 plus and not letting them go. Newfie, have we heard anything on their condition?
I haven't. Only that video I put up that time. They were videoed on that, and they all were sitting around to a table, and they all look fine. But who knows what happened after, right?
Right,
I haven't heard anything on them after. I heard Iran wanted to make a deal tanker for tanker with the UK, but I don't think they're having anything to do with it. To swamp their tankers. You give me Iran is saying you give ours back, we'll give yours back, sort of thing.
well, where is the Iranian tanker now? Do we know?
I do not know. I can't get any info. It's pretty tight. I just
Oh,
seen, I just seen a couple. I went into Iran news tonight, and I really couldn't find nothing. Just a couple short videos, and it's very hard to get info from there, right?
right. Island Knights is already putting a zoo together.
You doing what?
Island Knots is already putting a zoo together. We're going to
Oh,
send Sasquatch over for the new human zoo.
we'll make a zoo and put you all in it.
You know, Newfie, I was wondering when this was going to come up about the fact that I'm making videos in my bedroom on my bed.
Yeah.
I, I think Denise is making a reference to if I've got my wood stacked on the bed for a fire pit video. I'm
You better not like,
kind
well,
of like I'm
go,
kind of like 85-90% of America. I spend most of my time in my bedroom.
yeah,
I have a TV and all the comforts of home except the kitchen. And
yeah.
a lot of people just put a little bitty refrigerator in their bedrooms, and
I,
just live in the bedroom, kind of like bears hibernating
yeah,
in their den. Yeah,
I don't, when I get up in the morning, I don't see the bed any more till the next night, or that night.
yeah, huh?
Maybe to go get change our clothes or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
I spend well, actually, I stream to my kitchen table, and Tater want me to burn it the other night at the fire pit. Like I told him, I can't burn my table. That's where I stream.
Yeah.
I got my laptop on my table.
Right.
But then again,
All right.
Tater wanted me to burn everything.
He does. Where is the tater?
I don't know. I haven't seen the Tater. I haven't seen Dave. I haven't seen. Oh yes, I was talking to
Corn.
Illy. Illy was talking to you tonight in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
Yeah. We were in Yellowstone. So you were streaming Yellowstone today.
No, no,
Oh.
Dave.
Oh. Oh, okay. Bass is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't stream, not like I used to before.
Yeah. Well, we need to fix that. Because Denise and I and Barbara White, we all like the waterfalls with the bears, the bears.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I've
try.
I've even had to go and watch their channels so I could see the bears and the salmon jumping up in the water.
Yeah, that's fine. You can,
Yeah,
but I can't get it
but that's
anymore.
okay.
But
Yeah. And then I saw a live stream of a place in Newfoundland when it's all cold and iced over, and seals coming up through holes in the ice. And I'm thinking, well, what would Newfie do?
what would Newfie do? Hmm.
And Islandites, I know he enjoyed the fire pit. I kind of would see a lot of the Hawaiian people dancing around the fire pit, with their leaves and everything in the summertime. Wouldn't that be nice?
I'll try to get the fire pit back again this weekend. I'll stream
Would be, can you find any people that might do some dancing around the fire?
it.
Just to
No.
spice it up a little bit?
Uh,
And I know what Daryl's going to say. Well, if you can't get your girlfriend to make an on-cam appearance, could you find another woman that would?
oh my God! No, I'm not going there.
He wanted to see a peck on the cheek. I don't know.
Uh, hmm. Maybe I'll get her to make an
Is there
appearance
anybody in
sometime.
chat doing anything? Okay, let's see.
No, they're just chatting.
Okay, well, that's good. Oh well,
Well, we have
the
six.
the well,
Excuse me.
none of us have chickens. That's as far as I can go with that.
What's that?
None of us have chickens or bears. I have a fire pit and I have wood, but getting the wood to the fire pit and lighting it is just it's just too much.
Yeah. Well, then you have to make a if you had a fire chat. Well, all in all, you can stream 2 hours if you had one. I think I
Right.
had.
A fire chat. Yes. A fire chat. What did Daryl have for dinner tonight? Daryl, what did you have for dinner tonight? Yes, he wants to see on camera smooching. You can't blame the man, really, but we have to keep it clean.
That's right.
Oh, Denise is pointing up. Yes, we all want to see the bears. Oh, Denise is still pointing up. The bears were close. Patty eats chicken. Look at it.
I eat chicken.
And I'm still waiting to find out what Daryl had for dinner. I'm kind of thinking it's something grilled. And as his wife's not at home, then he might have just made do with what he had.
Daryl, what did you have for dinner? Kathy wants to know.
And he's a good man. He cooks dinner, you know.
He had sirloin steak
I think
and
he.
Greek
I,
salad.
okay, all right, okay. Oh, sirloin steak.
And a Greek salad.
Sirloin steak. Well, I can't afford it. Sirloin steak here runs about probably $9.99 a pound. 8.99, 9.99 a pound.
Yes, steaks are expensive.
Now, I like to afford the Caesar salad.
And Harlan
I
Knight
was
had
paying,
salmon.
lettuce was 95 cents a head. Now it's $1.19.
His wife is home now. Daryl's
Oh,
wife.
that's good. Well, we don't want him home alone for very long.
Yeah, you
No.
don't want him to get scurvy.
Oh, baked salmon. Don't you know that's good? And that was probably a big fillet of salmon too.
Probably.
Probably with a little lemon pepper, some kind of a green herb sprinkled all over it.
I had some salmon last week.
You had what, Newfie?
I had salmon last week.
Oh, last week.
Yeah, I had some
What,
salmon.
what did you feed yourself tonight, Newfie?
Tonight I had mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
it's
It's
okay.
comfort food.
Yeah,
Yeah. Here in the South, we call that comfort food. It has too many carbs for me and Daryl. Oh, Patty, the grocery prices. We gave that a go the other night. I can buy milk for 98 cents a gallon, and eggs are now 71 cents a dozen.
eggs
It's not.
here are. What's the egg prices here, Skinner?
Daryl says Nikki needs this wood. Oh, I do. I have a whole tree. But
Huh?
how we would get my tree to Newfoundland, it just be too expensive.
Eggs here are 4.29 a dozen. That's a regular size eggs. It's 4.29.
Every day of the week.
Pretty much. Yep.
If it's a white egg or a brown egg, you see it's 4.29.
Yeah. Oh, I think the
That's
brown.
all.
I think the brown eggs are more expensive. No?
Well, yes, they are. You're telling me that a dozen of white eggs is $4.29.
Yes, $4.29.
Is that because you live on an island?
Probably.
Well, well, I mean, a chicken won't be walking across the road there, and it's not going to be swimming across the channel to get to you. Somebody's going to have to bring the chickens in and set them up a roost.
Yeah, we have
That's
chicken.
outrageous.
We have chicken farms here, like local
Oh, you have chicken
farms.
farms.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of chickens, Island Nights has got to go out and put the chickens up in the coop. You see, Island
Why?
Nights and them,
$4.
they have a dog that stays in the yard when the chickens are out, and it keeps the stray dogs from attacking the chickens.
Yes, a guard dog.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
It's a good dog.
Denise says she pays $4 a dozen for a fresh brown egg.
We buy a dozen of fresh brown eggs for $4. Okay, now the fresh brown eggs, yes, they're running about $4 a dozen. Newfie eggs, that is just so expensive.
It is. I don't eat a lot of eggs, but, but I do like eggs sometimes.
Well, to cook every once in a while, you like to put an egg in something. If you ever make cornbread
I like
or a
eggs.
cake,
I like eggs in my rice.
yeah.
Fried eggs in my rice.
Well, my goodness, Newfie, that's just too expensive. That's
Yeah.
just way expensive.
What's a 2 liter milk
Alice,
here?
that's the dog's name is Alice. I forgot. It's a rather large dog, and I think white in color. And she's the chicken dog. My friend has a chicken that crows all night, but not in the morning. Are you serious? Are you serious, Denise? My neighbors have chickens, and they start crowing. Oh, probably about 4:35, 5:30. They could go all day long, but they're kind of quiet at night.
What's Daryl saying? Oh, Newfie chickens get confused with the time difference. So true. I even get confused with my time difference.
It was Daryl that was kind of confused about the 2.5. That half really threw him off.
Yeah, we do have a half.
That's yeah. That's why I asked you. What the time difference was.
And the half hours in each part of the province, right? That I live in Newfoundland. It's hard to explain. Uh, so, Kathy, you got anything else on your mind to talk about? Any more news about any earthquakes today? Anything like that?
Well, Newfie, what I am very, I don't understand what's going on still in California with the dam, Oroville, that is.
Yes.
You know how we had this little link with Nightbot that you could go to the Oroville Dam seismometer.
Yes.
Well, I went there a couple of days, and it seemed like nothing was happening. It's like it wasn't even on or registering. and today it is, but no, there's a lot of talk about this volcano underground in California being as big or bigger magma chamber than Yellowstone. And
Wow.
NASA flew a plane zigzag. I'm sure everybody's heard. Zigzagged across and down the San Andreas Fault.
Yes.
And there's even been some thermal imaging done, and they can actually see heat coming up through the fault line,
That can't be good.
which kind of leads you to believe that the Earth's core, well, we already know that the surface of the planet's already heated up a good 2 degrees higher than it was before. And then today we get news that Yellowstone caldera has risen 18 inches higher.
Yes, I read something today or seen it. Something about the cosmic rays and a black moon. Or we're getting it this week. Was there something
Oh,
about that?
yes. Yes, we have a black moon rising. Oh,
Wow.
it should be very soon. It was toward the end of the month.
Yes. It's within the next couple of days.
Well, Newfie, how are we going to live stream that?
Uh, I did a live stream the moon one time before with my cam, so I'll see what happens. But I
Yeah.
don't know how I'm going to pick it up if it's going to be black.
Unless you take your laptop out there and, hold it open and toward the direction
But how are you going to
and
see
hope
a
that your battery holds it.
how are we going to
That's
see
not
a
good.
black moon? I don't
Yeah,
I don't know how I'm going to capture a black moon.
right.
If it's really going to be black, actually black.
I- Is it an eclipse?
No, I don't think it's an
Oh, I know
eclipse.
now what it is. I remember now.
It's there's something to do with the
It,
solar storm or the something like that.
something about the way that we get lined up, the side of the moon that faces us is going to be more in the dark than usual. So maybe the moon will appear smaller as we see it with our as they say, the naked eye. Now, this is a clean program, people.
Would you think
We're
that?
rated G.
Do
Yeah.
you think that's going to cause an earthquake or something? Do you think that would cause something different to happen?
Well, Lord knows, Newfie, it's probably going to cause something.
Because how's that going to react with the tide? Like the moon got everything to do with the tides, also, right?
Right. See, you're more of a tide man than I am. I don't live anywhere near that. And you've got tide all the way around the island there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
surrounded. I'm surrounded by salt water.
you definitely. I mean, you're surrounded by waves
Yes.
all the way around. I think that's why your chicken eggs cost more
Because at the moon?
because they've got to be boated out to
Oh,
you
of course.
or ferried.
Yeah.
Do you have ferries?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Yeah.
Or it's got to be shipped in on plane or whatever. Mostly by trucks on the ferries, I think.
Oh, yes. Well, I guess you would get stuff by plane, wouldn't you?
Some mail and things like that.
Well, of course. Well, the mail has got to run.
Yeah. Or,
See, here in the South, they run. Has the mail run yet? So
yeah.
where you live, has it been flown in yet? Is it airmail? That's
Uh,
what we call
I don't know if it comes in on a plane or if it comes in by truck on the ferries. I don't know how it works, to be honest.
Oh, that's true. It could sail across the water to you.
Newfoundland, Denise. It's on the east coast of Canada. We're all out there alone in the Atlantic.
Hi, Derek. We're all young guns. Um, you know, addressing what Alan Knight's just said, yeah, I think something extraordinary is about to happen. We're going to see something in our lifetime that most people like. You remember when people were growing up? Oh, I remember World War II, or I
Mm-hmm.
remember World War One. Something very extraordinary is going to happen that we'll tell people for the rest of our lives.
We're in exciting times, for sure. Hello, Derek.
Derek is married. He's a happy fellow.
I'll be right back, Kathy. You keep them entertained for a couple minutes.
Where are you going?
I just had the bathroom break.
Where you going, Newf? Are you going to the refrigerator?
No, I'm going to the washroom.
Okay, well you need to go there.
Yes.
At our age, at our age, that's the place that we go quite often. Go ahead. You may
Okay.
be excused.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, we'll talk amongst ourselves.
Sure.
Okay. Now, as I did in my first live stream, I'm looking at the phone and saying, "Okay, it says I'm live. So, am I live? Hey, everybody, I'm live." That is so funny. I have watched that thing and I have laughed at myself like you just wouldn't believe. I think it's just hilarious. I'm a very funny person in a very common way. Yes, a merry old soul is he. Exciting times, exactly. These are exciting times. Alan, I'm just, I almost feel like that one day we will actually are going to see a manifestation of something divine. If it's not the rapture or the second coming or something, I just feel like God's going to reward us in our lifetime, hopefully. And I had a mental image of Buster sitting by the laptop, kind of, tilting his head, wondering why is, who is that talking out of Daddy's laptop? Okay, well, since I am a moderator, let's see what's going on. Keep the conversation going. Can you believe it? I'm sitting here talking to my phone. Yes, he is. Times the prophets in the Bible spoke about. Patty, when Alanites came on, he said that the countries and all the players, so to speak, are putting themselves in position. And it is very exciting times. I hope we're not getting all wound up about something that, just kind of fizzle out. But it just seems like with everything that's happening in the world, the weather, the earthquakes, the volcanoes, the flooding, tropical storms, hurricanes, plates shifting, and it just seems like this is all escalating up to something very grand, I guess you'd say. And I don't know about y'all, but maybe Newfie has caught on to something that other YouTubers are get to doing is being able to have a conversation and a chat room open at the same time. Yes, it's going to be something for sure. Oh, yes, it's very exciting times. Someone today kind of expressed the fact that she didn't want anyone to be sad, that she wanted everybody to be full of God's love. Well, the only real bad sadness that I could think about right now is if you were left behind after a rapture. You know, it seems like you would be in that sea of regret. You know, just let's do it over, and this time I'll do it right. No, this is one of those things you either miss the boat forever or you catch it. So everybody needs to be sure to get on the boat. You know, the disciples were out there on the lake. And the lake was so big that it had, storms could cover one side of the lake and not the other. And they got in bad way. Well, our Lord, Jesus walked out on the water, to be with them and to calm their nerves. Um, I don't think that's going to happen in this lifetime. It would be nice if it did, but I don't think it is because, see, we're supposed to be people of faith to believe in what we have not seen, where he was just trying to get the disciples to believe in what they had seen. But they got it after a while. Is David here? Huh, David? Now, David, he definitely has a word from God. He really got me last night. He gives out 2 or 3 scriptures, and then I get real quiet, and I just fall out of the chat room altogether because I'm in my Bible, figuring out what it is, that what's going to happen. I kind of had an epiphany. Um, but yes, he's right. Everything is falling into place, and David Allenite was saying that Ezekiel 38 seems to be being fulfilled now. With the news of today, and let me check the chat. I don't want to interrupt someone. Oh my goodness, we've got 9 dear souls in the room. We have a manifest of 9 souls, Newfie.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Newfie's back. Oh, David is sending blessings. I just love a man that that comes in and just spreads blessings right off the bat. Just right off the bat.
It's
But
only
yes,
it's only early yet, Kathy. We'll get more viewers. We have 10 right now. So
oh, that's good. Yes, I was going to say again that I have it from Good Intel Resource, actually a minister, that the United States and Israel are in talks. Israel feels like they need to defend themselves against Iran. United States also, will be a friend or a partner to Israel in those endeavors. And then we hear that Iran may be asking China for help. We don't know what part, if any, Russia will play in this. And then Ananites comes in and says Ezekiel 38 is, everything is starting to get into position. So, David, if you want to jump in there, you can, but I know he's probably been outside working all day. And we have calderas rising anywhere from 18 inches to 32, which is extraordinary. The Long Valley caldera in California has risen 32 plus inches from the last time they measured, which, thank God, NASA puts a plane over the state of California for us to find these things out. But there are more volcanoes in California, Utah, Nevada, Wyoming, that whole side of the United States. It's just extraordinary. What do you think, Newfie?
I agree. I agree with everything you're saying, Kathy. It's
Well, I like to speak the
right?
truth, Newfie.
Yep, and you do.
Well, it's not worth spending your breath on unless it's the
Oh,
truth.
my break. Sorry, Daryl. It was okay. But put it this way, Daryl. It was a relief.
And of course, Daryl wants to know how the bathroom run went. Well, you know how Tater is, Daryl. And it's okay for people to just sit in the background and listen.
Tater may
Sometimes
be
that,
Tater may be tired. He don't come in all the time
oh, I see.
because he drives a truck for 12 or 14 hours a day. So I guess he's pretty tired
Yeah.
after that.
Oh, I'm sure he probably comes in, licks his wounds, and goes to bed.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, wait.
We want everything to come out all right. We want everything to work out all right, too. And,
I gotta watch what I'm doing because I could put this. I have so many buttons there. I don't want to put this chat off to here, but I gotta
no, well, I hope
keep.
this,
Yep, that's going
I
still
hope this
really good.
call is not costing you anything.
No, I have unlimited.
You sure?
Yes, I do.
I don't want you to send me the bill.
Oh, you're gonna have a
I
big
don't,
bill before it's all over.
well, Newfie, we don't know the financial situation of any of our chatters to send them the bill.
No,
You
no,
know?
nobody gets a bill. This is
No,
all free from WD Livestream.
right. And everybody wants to protect their privacy. Of course, they know where our name and they know where we live. So we can't afford to make anybody angry.
I mean, once if we can get AdSense and Super Chat and whatever, if they want to donate or their arts, they're more than welcome to. But we won't be begging for money. You know what I mean? Just
No, no. And I think it'd be great that they could even tell us where they would like for those funds to go to.
yes, we just want enough to keep the channel running, and I've heard Dave and myself also that the rest will go to charity.
Right. I like what is going on?
Denise said, "What is going on?" I don't know. What's going on, Denise?
Okay, now Aliments brings up something that I'm going to have to learn is to get all the times of the feasts together. Which
Sure.
I've started doing that, but had no idea, like he just said, that the feast days have lined up with these extraordinary moons we've been having.
Sure, go ahead, Kathy. If you need to do a reading from the Bible, go for it. If you want to.
Well, I don't have anything picked out.
It's okay. Take your time, browse through. I can keep them occupied. If you like to come up, if you want to come up, if you want to do a reading, that's fine. Mm-hmm. They're just chatting
Well, I know
amongst yourselves.
the
Oh,
room is in your control, Newfie.
Daryl would like any donation to go to his grocery budget. I'm sure you would, Daryl. Wouldn't we all love that?
Well, I guess we're going to have to take them to Ray's, Newfie.
Mm-hmm.
Take all our regulars, and we might have to give them a kickback to buy a dozen eggs or so every now and then. I don't know.
Yes, food shortages is coming up on us fast because of
Okay, well, see,
all the flooding.
that makes me want to go to the store tomorrow.
No, I'm not scaring. No, I didn't mean it that way to scare
Oh no,
anybody.
you didn't scare me. I mean, that just to be prepared.
Like they already warned about a food shortage because of all the flooding and the farms are a lot of them are underwater and they can't give
Yes,
up.
and silos have lost their grains.
Denise, what problems are you having
Oh my goodness, Denise is having a problem.
with her comments? Is she like we don't delete any comments without their bad ones, but Denise not posting bad comments. I
Is
don't
her comments is her comments getting deleted again?
I don't know. She it must be YouTube doing it. It's certainly not us.
It's not me. David brings up a good point. He has he has an endeavor going to build a housing or residence in case things get really bad and people are homeless. He may even have ways to be able to put people up. It would be very nice if we could support people that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we don't know how to reach out and provide for 20 or 30 people and someone else is doing it, why not support them?
But if we do get any donations or anything, we will help the homeless, the needy, you know, with essentials like food, water, maybe some warm clothes in the winter for the homeless, or we could do up bags and things, like you were saying,
Right,
Kathy.
right. Well, like Patty said, God's going to take care of it. He's going to take care of his children.
He will.
And I know him to protect and provide for me, and he's not going to let us down. Newfie, the really funny thing about the way that we're doing this is I don't know where to direct my voice.
They don't
I,
worry. They
I don't
can.
know whether to talk to the front of my phone, the side, or the bottom.
I don't know. You're coming in clear to me.
Thank you very much. Oh, I see they're catching up with each other. That's good. Yes, yes, Island Nights. David comes up with some of the best ideas. And you know, David talking about James 1:17, about him being the father of lights, and we're the children of lights. And I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but this is the way I look at it, like with everything that's going on now. Um, in, God knows men's thoughts, and he knows their hearts. And I feel very sure that if men started to start wanting to throw those mute buttons, or if they wanted to create a catastrophe that would be detrimental to us all, I kind of like to think that the Father of Lights looks down on earth and he sees each one of us, his children, as little, as little points of light. And that if anything were to happen like that, well, he'd just, like with the speed of light or even faster, just reach down and just pick us all up and with one big hand and take us all to be with him. And if not, we're still going to go to be with him anyway. And I find great comfort in that, knowing that whatever happens, God's going to take care of us. And that brings me to a Bible reading. May I, Newfie?
You sure can.
And I know that David will like this one because this comes from the Apostle Paul. My favorite apostle. I have looked over his life many times and I think very highly of him. Um, Philippians 4:10. But I rejoiced in the Lord greatly because now at length you have caused your thinking for me to blossom anew, for which matter you had indeed taken thought but lacked opportunity. Now that I speak according to lack, for I have learned, in whatever circumstances I am, to be content. I know also how to be abased, or how to have little, and I know how to abound, or how to have a lot. In everything, in all good thing, in all things, I have learned the secret, both to be filled and to hunger, both to abound and to lack. And in 13 he says, I am able to do all things in him who empowers me. And he was saying, he was very truthful. I know what it's like to have a lot, to have everything you need or want, and I know what it's like to have nothing. And I have found that between the two, to be content with whatever you have or don't have, just to be content. And that is a joy, peace-filled life, especially in this world.
Thank you, Kathy. Amen.
You're welcome, Newfie. God bless you. And God bless each and every one. And I know that I've said it before, but do you know, I pray for all the chatters that I speak to. I pray over the channel owners. I pray over all of it because if you have the blessings of God on it, um, then sin or the deceiver can't touch it.
So true. Uh, Another little point, Kathy. I think I did put closed caption on this tonight, just in
You did?
case. Yes, I did. I'm sure I did. I think I did.
But, oh, bless you. In case boss comes.
Yes.
Well, I got a video from him today. And you remember me telling you that we thought that the heifer was going to take up and nurse the newborn calf?
Yes.
Well, she rejected it. So
Uh,
he's back to nursing the calf 2 gallons of milk twice a day.
okay.
And he was saying, he said she rejected it and she doesn't want it, but I do. And he said that he was even losing sleep by having to go out and nurse this calf. It makes me wish, that if I lived close enough, I'd go over to the farm once or twice a day, and let the calf drink its bottle of milk.
For
But
sure.
I don't know if he has anyone to help him. And he is a little hard of hearing, but he still tries to do all that work all by himself.
Well, if you do show up, I'd like to know if the closed caption do work.
Oh, that would be great.
I don't know if anybody here can tell me if this. Maybe I could find out.
Yeah,
Uh,
Paul did go through some rough times, Patty.
I
Paul went through shipwrecks, stonings, uh, being brought before Caesars and governors, and then the viper that comes up out of the fire. He's putting sticks on the fire, and the viper comes up and bites him on the hand, and he shakes it off and doesn't die from the poison. And did you know that John the apostle, when he was exiled on Patmos, they tried to boil him in a vat of oil? And do you know it did not hurt him? He comes out of the vat of oil just fine. It's just amazing. But some of the other disciples, they died very violent deaths. Sometimes they would be beat or cut until they were beheaded. They are true martyrs. But you know what? They were overcomers and they endured to the end. They would not turn their back on Jesus. And we should be of the same heart ourselves. Well, did you read David and Alanite's comments? David brings up a good point. We very much are like the children of Israel, and I have gone through the house, and I have called myself a child of Israel because basically we are. We're the church. We're the members of the body of Christ, so we basically are children of Israel. And when you look at that, Newfie, I think we talked about it in Hilly's Bible class, that God knew everything that was going to happen during the um, deliverance of the children, how they were going to be delivered, what was going to happen to Pharaoh in Egypt. He knew what the children were going to basically do. But even though they lacked faith, he stayed faithful to them. And we have those hundreds of years of the Old Testament. And then between the Old Testament and New Testament was 400 years of silence. God quit talking to man for 400 years. And then he opens up the New Testament with the birth of his son. I think it is just so eloquent that all of that Old Testament and the exodus of the children of Israel was basically written for us to have as our history book to go back on. And the whole Bible is written on truths. And what is truth? It's reality. There is something that the Bible can compare with us today in every single portion of it. I just would invite people to open their Bibles more. And so many people say, well, I don't understand what I'm reading. It's just like reading a bunch of, I don't understand what's going on. Well, that's because you need to have the teacher there to teach you. And if you'll just ask Holy Spirit to come in and help you understand, you'll start reading the Bible and it'll just open up to you like turning on the light in a room.
Well, that's where Hilly comes
Yeah.
into. If anyone would like to join Hilly, he he understands Or
Well, I
very,
appreciated him so much answering some questions that I had that I can't just take to a pastor. But here, you have the freedom of being able to ask a question and not feel, embarrassed in any way because who's going to see you? I mean, really, most of us are in the privacy of our homes or our cars, Um, really, it may be a very good way to spread the gospel. Okay, see, Patty's brought up another point. Pharaoh had a hard heart.
yes.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to be forgiving. He didn't want to cut him any slack. And even after plague comes on him, even after the death of his own son, he's got to traipse out to the desert, run him down, pin him up against the Red Sea, and he'd probably think, well, I've got him now, you know. He would probably thought he was going to take them all and Moses out. And what happens? Moses raises the staff and cries out to God, and God answers prayer. I've heard it said that with the Israelite children going through the Red Sea on dry land, their feet were dry when they came out on the other side, that was sort of like their water baptism.
It, it's just too much hate in the world today. Too much hate.
Well, the thing is, no matter if we hate our neighbors or our brothers, if we resent them, if we just can't stand to be around them, there's no need in anyone losing their eternal soul over any kind of disagreement.
And people get
I
so offended.
well, to me, my inner self means more to me now than anything because Newfie, if if say an earthquake came or a big flood and washed away our homes and our clothing and everything that we owned was gone except the clothes on our back. Well, you've got to be able to live within your own skin to get through. You know, if you hate yourself or if you despise yourself, that's no way to carry on. You've got to be on a good foundation. You've got to be on that rock that no matter what happens around you, your core and your essence and your spirit, is still and firm and solid. You know what you'll do in case something happens. Not fall apart and, just lose it and decide to go insane. Keep it together. Okay, this happened, so now I've just got to go from here on and build myself back up again. And I've seen people like the people in Paradise, how they lost their homes and everything, and they walked out of that place, some of them with nothing but the shoes and the clothes on their back. And what
Yeah,
would it matter if they hated John Doe down the street then? It doesn't.
that's true, Olive.
Oh, Daryl's been to Israel. I want to go. I do, but and I know churches that go and you could go for like $15 to $2,000, but for someone like me, I can't just come up with that much money. to fly to Israel. So if I can't be there in my physical person, I try to be there in my spiritual person, and I Google things and I look at pictures and oh, and Newfie, did you know that Jesus owned a home?
Oh, did he?
A lot of people probably don't think about it, but yes, Jesus owned a home. He had a home in Capernaum, there by the water, close to Peter's house, actually,
Okay,
not very far away.
cool. Well, he was a carpenter, so
Yes, exactly, David. If we can't love and respect ourselves, how could we possibly share or be that for our neighbors? And with the Ten Commandments, Jesus comes on the scene and tells us to love the Father with all that we are, to love our neighbors, and to love ourselves. And in doing those three commandments that Jesus gave to us, the Ten Commandments fall right into line. Because if you have the ability to to carry out the commandments that Jesus gave us, Ten Commandments are nothing then after that.
well, that's one of the reasons I became a fireman. I like to help others. I don't do it for the money. I like to help others.
Well, Nisi, I know you've had the opportunity to see people in that situation, and it wouldn't matter what denomination, faith, political affiliation they have, as long as there would be a hand to pull you out of a fire. That is great love. That's why I call you a hero. I think all firemen are heroes. They're willing to run in when others are running out. My grant to the Hebrew Bible Center didn't come through.
Oh,
So I'm just going to continue to learn Hebrew at home.
sorry to hear that, Kathy.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, I mean that's like YouTube, where I've been streaming like for probably 3 or 4 years. Uh, we've had so many strikes. We've had so many copyright issues. We had this, we had that, and something else came up. But Kathy, just keep going at it. Just keep. That's what we do. They knock us down one day, we get up the next.
All right.
Sometimes I just wanted to like say I don't want this anymore with YouTube, and if it wasn't for Granny and probably a few more, I probably wouldn't even be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But just keep at it, and it's been a long, long struggle, and it's just been an expense on our own, just getting this far, right? We haven't
Yeah.
made one penny to go towards the
And,
channel,
you
right?
know,
We just keep doing it, and we do it because we like it, and we like the people, and you guys are really super nice.
you know, it's like when we were at Oroville and that 7.1 came in that night. And there was one or two, one of the girls named Terry, she came in and she found me and she said, Kathy, I am so scared. I felt the earthquake. My house shook. It scared me. And I was there, for her. And I remember, I think I pulled that one to about 3 or almost 4 in the morning. And the people probably don't realize it, but in a 24-hour day, sometimes we'll sit and be in available anywhere from 10, 12, 14 hours a day, sometimes more. But it's worth it if even just one
Exactly.
either got something out of it or, was blessed by it or learned something, the information that we share. It makes it worth it.
I know when we started streaming in Norville, well, it was three of us at the time, and we had up three different streams. And well, we went 24/7, but there's times I've been at the computer for 18 hours streaming it when the water levels were high. But that kind of took a toll on our bodies. Uh, right now, we're not streaming Orville, but it's not saying that we're not going to go back if something do arise. Right? There's lots of other channels still streaming Orville, and that's fine, right? Right now at Orville, I think everything is pretty. It's pretty good there for now. I think. You still with me, Kathy?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
was looking at chat.
That's
I,
fine.
I I was reading where Alanite said that he had been praying for the people, the protection. I did too, and I kind of just came to peace with it. That no matter what happened, whether the dam fell or whether it didn't, God was going to protect those people,
Yes, of
and He
course.
still is. Do you know that our prayers last forever? That our prayers are always living? Someone brought that up to me and said, even the prayers that your parents prayed for you while they were on this earth, and even though they've passed away, the prayers that they prayed are still living and active because God's eternal and He's not trapped by space or time. That's the power of prayer. All you have to do is believe. Our faith is like gold to God.
Awesome.
Oh, and I hope David and Alanite are still here. I brought it up to Hilly today. I saw yesterday a sword, much like the ones that the Maccabees and the other warriors for God that defended Jerusalem, a huge sword, um, pointing down and stuck on top of the earth. And if you could, in your mind's eye, imagine a sword, very strong and powerful sword, sticking into the top of the earth. And and as it sat there, it almost looked like the cross that Jesus died for us on. And that kind of stuck with me. And so when Hilly was in the room, I asked him about it, and he said that throughout Scripture, that other than the armor of God, the sword of the Spirit, with the armor of God, he said that the sword is sort of symbolic for war throughout the Scripture. And I thought that is a huge coincidence for me to have seen that visual image, and then today to get that bit of intel from a minister of all things about the United States and Israel having this conflict with Iran. And David, he would be the first one to say, well, in those days, your men will dream dreams and see, have visions. But I saw a sword, and that was my impression of it. Is the sword of God, coming down on earth? These are just these are very spiritual awakening days. If you've ever wanted to be spirit filled and to know yourself as being more spiritual than physical, God is truly pouring out His Spirit on us. I mean, it's just like the windows of heaven have been opened and the storehouse of blessing is being poured out just like a shower. All you have to do is believe and you can have it. And if you can conceive it in your mind, whether or not you would want to admit it, you're believing it. And these are the days that God is really showing His love for us. That no matter what happens, no matter what circumstances we face, God will walk through it with us. We are living in the great until, like Esther, for such a time as this. When we can still carry a smile on our face and joy in our heart and hear about all these calamities around the world and earthquakes and things and still have joy unspeakable and full of glory. Unbeknownst to me, it was I was full awake, and I saw a sword on a on a on TBN. I think it was a minister was preaching, and the sword was in the middle of the pulpit. And I saw the sword, and it had that cross member. It makes me think about a picture that David sent me of a tree with a cross member. It was a wooden tree, and it was a beautiful picture. Thank you so much, David, again. Um, and this sword looked, very strong and sturdy. And then it just, all of a sudden, it was sticking on top of the earth. That was, I call it an impression. So I kind of thought, well, maybe that's God's judgment on the earth, a symbol of that. And then Hilly comes up saying, well, no, that could scripturally be a symbol of war.
I think so, Kathy. It sure sounds like it.
I, I did mean to get online and, just kind of type it in there to see if any images across the internet came up like that. And so, but I haven't, so it's still sort of, a pure thought.
So did this come to you in a dream?
No, like I was saying, I was full awake. sitting here on my bed watching TV.
Mm.
I had seen the movie Kingdom of Heavens, and if you've not seen it, you need to. It's very good, and it showed the soldiers of Christ. And once they took on being a soldier of Christ, they fought for the good of Christ to their death. And they were the ones that defended Jerusalem against the Assyrians. And it was a gruesome war. Um, it was called the Kingdom of Heavens, but it kind of was a reflection in the book of Matthew. Matthew was the only disciple that wrote about the Kingdom of Heavens instead of calling it the Kingdom of God. And he wrote it like the Kingdom of Heavens is sort of like a kingdom inside a kingdom of God, where um, the pure of heart were able to enter, those who kept the commandments and statutes and lived it with their lives, the true believers, almost like being the heart inside of a body, was described as the kingdom of heavens. And they would have these swords that were so strong, I don't even know how they held them up, because they looked so heavy. And they even showed blacksmiths that would hammer them out. And this one was all shiny and very, had the brass handles and the brass cross member. But when it was standing on its tip, it looked like the crucifixion cross. It looked like Jesus could have been on that sword and then it being stuck on top of the earth. Of course, I see your emblem, for our live stream being the world. And, so I do see the earth pictured a lot, but that was my impression. And I just wondered, well, is God's sword really aimed at the earth? And if it is, that means that things are just coming to a consummation to end a church age, which is wonderful for we believers that perhaps this catching up or this rapture will happen. But until that time, I think that God is allowing the Spirit of Christ to be poured out on us to be able to bear these latter days, to build and to edify our spirits until such a day that in a twinkling of an eye, perhaps when, there is a real threat of danger, that God can take us at any time. That's why we have to be ready any time of day for anything. Know always that your soul is saved and in the hand of God.
Amen.
Thank you, David. Yeah. See, David has seen it. Yes, it was very scriptural, the names and the places. But when it came down to the battle and it showed the Assyrians, and it's a very good film. And I think you can probably get it on YouTube now in its entirety. Kingdom of Heavens. Good acting, too. I just, I don't know what it is. I think it's just wanting to have that fellowship with the sons and daughters of God. I just sometimes think that if we could, Newfie, if you and I and Bass and Daryl and Island Knots and David and Denise and Patty and Manya, all of it, Barbara White, there's just so many, boss. If we could gather together, it would be a celebration, because behind our names, we have backed our names up with words of grace and blessing toward each other. and and that's loving your neighbor. It really is. People want to match love with physical aspects and emotions. I think now that being loving and kindness toward each other is just being good, just showing each other goodness. That's love.
It sure is. It sure is.
Alanat said he believes that the Lord Jesus Christ is his Savior. I do too. I've been transformed, but I have come to know the gaining of my soul. And your soul is three-part. It's mind, will, and emotions. And finally, for the first time in my life, those three things have come into alignment with God. And I know that I'm in right standing with Him. And it's like in Psalms, the psalmist wrote that God would tabernacle with us. That we would be under the shadow of Him and sheltered by Him. And when you start to think of those things in everyday life, it's kind of like Paul said, to think on heavenly things. When you introduce your mind and the chemicals that the mind is able to create, and you put in that good and pure and happy thoughts, your mind will start really working off of that. And then when your mind does, your spirit will kind of work off that. And then finally, um, like Paul said, that it will even saturate or permeate your body. Perhaps we're able, through God's Spirit, to heal ourselves from the inside out, instead of doctors trying to heal us from the outside in. And there's a Christian neurologist that she has taken tests and scans and MRIs of people when they would be introduced to Bible readings, or just words of grace, words like that Jesus spoke to the disciples, and the mind that God has created in us, the mind would pick up on these words, and God spoke the universe with words, and it would start gearing itself and releasing endorphins, dopamine, and all these other chemicals that bring on the feeling of like a high or a happiness or joy. And if you do that on a daily basis, not only will you end up being a happy person, but your spirit, will grow into that also. God made us so extraordinary. We were fearfully and masterfully made. Just to see the breakdown of DNA, and God spoke that into existence. I think that it's just, a lot of people want to believe in science before they'll believe in a being, a supernatural being able to do all these things. But I'm still a Bible-based girl. I still believe. The Big Bang Theory, no. Where did the bang start? He is so big, and he is such a all-encompassing, consuming spirit, that he's with you, Newfie, and he's with me, and we're not anywhere near each other. And he's with Alanites. He's with Denise. He's everywhere. at one time and knows all of our thoughts. And to think you multiply that times millions of people, now what else could be possible to do to be able to do that?
It's billion. There's 7 point or almost 8 billion people in this world right now.
That's a lot to take care of. But if he can keep all those planets rotating around the sun and all the stars in place, um, he's well able to take care of each and every one of our lives on a daily basis and know within a split second if we're ever in danger.
Sure can.
Hey, Idaho. Oh, that'll probably freak him out.
Hello, Idaho.
Hey, Idaho. This is Kathy and Newfie coming to you live.
Why are you sad? He's got to be the most intelligent 10-year-old I ever seen.
Oh, I know it. He's creative. You know, he creates games that he calls out on his live stream. If you've never caught him live, just kind of sneak in his room there and see what he's doing. He'll kind of make up a story, or an outline, and then he carries it out while he's playing a game or sketching maps. It's amazing. He's a very intelligent young boy. He is a blessing.
He is.
Why is he sad? Idaho, why are you sad? Oh, oh, good night, Derek.
Good
His
night, Derek.
toothpick's probably broke. He has to go to bed. Good night, Mr. Mary. God love you.
Uh,
Okay,
I
Idaho,
really.
do you know? Do,
Uh,
do you
Go
know
ahead,
that
Kathy.
for certain?
That's a hard one to touch, racist. It's.
Yeah. Um, and I don't know if Idaho goes to school or if he takes homeschool, but when they go to school, they're able to meet all kinds of kids in their class.
Oh God! Oh, oh my!
That's a bear.
You're welcome, Derek.
I can't see a thing. I'm trying to get back in the room. Okay, here I am. Oh, Derek, you're so welcome. God bless you with peace, love, and joy. Don't be sad, Idaho. Sometimes grown-ups do things and they don't think that you're watching or listening. So it was probably just a thing that adults do when they're in each other's company. You know. But Idaho, I'm kind of like an angel on your shoulder. I drop in sometimes when your cell phone is on and you probably don't realize it. Like in the car, or if your dad walks in the house and there might be something, um, and you cover for him. And he might say a word or something, and you'll say, "Oh, that's just my dad," or something like that. You don't worry about it, honey. He loves you. Oh, he's being creative again. See, we bragged on him, and then he had to be creative. Newfie, could you imagine growing up as a young boy and even the technology of a phone being as thin as they are and able to talk with one in your house, not hooked up to any wires? You're not on a party line. It's not a rotary dial. And then go beyond that into social media? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here, Kathy.
Okay.
By the way, this is the first time we tried this, me and Kathy together, to get a stream up and have a room open. And I think it's working out pretty good. I haven't had any troubles. Only when my computer crashed when we started.
Yeah. So you're on a laptop.
Yep.
I, I'm on a cell phone.
Mm-hmm. It's magic.
So I wonder if we're the first ones to have two audio voices in a chat room being able to interact with each other.
No,
Well, how are we going to get this out into the world?
we uh, we did we did this before. Actually, it was me and Dave and Bry and uh, Granny on it one time. So
Oh, yeah?
yeah, that's the first when we used to start playing around with the. So this came in. This came into my mind tonight, just so that, or just be able to see if this works, right? And but this is our first time, so it's working out pretty good. And I had to go through. I didn't think it was going to work because I had to go through the OBS to get
Oh, oh,
both of us on it. Yeah, that's right, Patty. Patty remembers. First when we started off. Well, it's working out.
I thought Derek went to bed and he has snuck back out into the room. Oh, thank you, Anna Nuts. Thank you very much. We're trying to do things to keep people interested.
And if you guys would like to see a different, how should I put it? Well, just tell us what you guys would like for us to do on the channel. Would you like to see another stream like this at another time, or just tell us?
Yeah, I mean, would they like something like this in the morning? What time of day? Are people easier to chat in the mornings or in the afternoons or the evenings? I'm open pretty much all day long.
Good night, Patty. Thanks for joining.
Good night, Patty. Night, night, girl. You sleep tight.
Maybe we could do one earlier in the day. No, I don't know.
See if we could get maybe some of the ladies, that don't work or something. Maybe they could chat with us during the day.
Maybe we can
But
try. Maybe tomorrow we could try one in the daytime.
yeah, and as things progress in world news or whatever starts happening, maybe you and I could do this, or either one of us just come on and deliver whatever news there may be, and just give people a chance to vent,
No, David,
express.
I haven't checked Ron out. I don't think I have. Yeah, time zones are. Don't tell me about time zones. I'd say I'm in the most difficult time zone here.
Yeah, that's true. We've got people all the way around the earth, so time zones is a problem. No, we're not going to keep it real late tonight, Newfie, because you
No,
were up real late last night, and
we're over 2 hours right now.
yeah, unless a lot of people came in or something, there's really
Mm,
no use in you staying up late because you're 2.5 hours ahead of me, and I've got almost 10 o'clock, so it's about 12:30 your time.
12:24.
Okay.
I'm good for another. If you're okay, but
I'm okay.
we'll soon
Uh,
shut down now. Give it another few minutes.
Okay, I've got 42% battery left. I would plug my charger up, but usually when I do, I lose my YouTube, and I might would lose the method that we're talking on. I don't know.
No, that's fine. You have
So,
lots of charge. We won't be on much longer.
okay, just letting you know.
Yep, that's fine. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, Lucy. Kind of catchy. Kathy's Corner and Newfieguys chat show.
They want us to change it to what did Daryl say? Kathy, Chatty Kathy, and Goofy Newfie.
Yeah,
I will
David
have
thought it was
another.
just
I will have another bonfire, probably this weekend. And maybe when I have the
David.
bonfire, Kathy, I can hook you up like this.
Yeah,
At least have two people
that'd be
chatting.
good.
If I could do
And
it,
if there,
if I could do it that way, I'm not sure if I can do it because I have to be outside and then I got to be on Wi-Fi. Well, I'm on Wi-Fi now, but I don't know how much because I got to go through the OBS and the OBS takes a lot of data streaming,
yeah, uh-huh.
so I might not be able to do that. But I will do another bonfire regardless.
Yeah, there's just been too many people ask for it.
Yeah, I will do another fire for sure.
And it was nice after Bible study for us all to just kind of,
Yes,
be able to
if I do it again, I will do it after Ellie's Bible study.
just kind of keeping the visitation going. No, David, I did check out Ron Wyatt's videos. What I wanted to see was just a picture of it itself, but um, I was really trying to cram a lot of information into myself last night, and I think it was quite extraordinary. And if I understand correctly, that Mr. Wyatt has passed away. I think he made those discoveries. He's done a lot of things like that, and I think he's passed away. But yeah, I may do some research on that when I have time, and Newfie and I will talk about that.
Yeah, sure, that's not a problem. Derek is saying, what does BS mean? Uh, I can't say that on the hair, Derek. Where did you hear that? BS. But I know what it means, but I'm not saying that.
Uh, did he hear you say the OBS program?
Oh,
Maybe
maybe OBS?
it's a computer program, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a software I have to use for streaming.
And for capturing videos, or making videos.
OBS means operating broadcast software.
I thought Derek was going to bed.
I did too, but so Kathy, we'll soon conclude right now. Do you have anything to say before we go? Do you have to? Do you want to read another? Read anything else? Another anything? Or I think
No.
you're getting tired too. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Like I said, this was the first time that me and Kathy did this together like this, and regards to the stream part of it, it worked out awesome.
Yeah, it did.
And the chat worked out good. Uh, yeah, it all worked out awesome.
It did very well. It, anyway, it could have been any better as if you and I had been in the studio sitting beside each other with big mics and all kinds of sound equipment
Uh,
and running a chat in front of us. So we basically did that.
yes, we did. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. And our favorite people came in, and so it worked out very well.
Yeah, it's worth giving it another try, maybe another time.
Yeah, and the best thing about all of it is I got to do it all in my pajamas.
Awesome. There you go. And I did it to my kitchen table. So there you
I
go.
did put makeup on though.
Well, it was just for me because nobody else can see you. So maybe I can get that to work out and put you in the corner of my OBS if you want me to.
Oh, and remember last night, David just said that sometimes it's hard to leave, when we're talking with each other. And when I ended the stream last night, I had a feeling of loneliness. You know,
Mm-hmm.
David was gone, and everybody that we were talking with, the stream was over, and it kind of left me feeling a little lonely.
Oh, I'm lazy. Oh, fuck, Kathy. God almighty.
I apologize.
Yeah. You're talking to me, are you?
Thank you all night. Okay, Kathy, do you have anything left?
Yeah.
Do you have anything left to say or want to say?
No.
We've been
Except
we've been going 2 hours 11 minutes right now. 2 hours and 12 minutes.
no prayers and blessings.
Yes, and much love to all you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we will be back.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, guys, and thank you. Good night, Kathy, and God bless.
Good night, Newfie. God bless you.